The echoes fade, Rhys murmured, wiping sweat from his brow. Dust rained from the cavern ceiling as the Obsidian Warden, reduced to swirling particles, dissipated into nothingness. Amelia, leaning heavily on him, hummed a faint melody, the counter-resonance, a lingering echo of the lullaby it had shattered the Warden's influence. "Is quiet," Carlo roused, his voice trembling with relief. He leaned heavily on his cane, his gaze fixed on the spot where the Warden had stood. Too quiet, perhaps. Virgil's voice crackled through the speakers, faint but clear. "Report, Rhys. What of the heart?" "The Warden is gone. Amelia, she seems to be recovering, but I wouldn't say we've defeated it entirely. It's dormant, Virgil, not destroyed." Rhys glanced at Amelia, noting the faint tremor in her hands, the lingering shadows behind her eyes. The experience had taken its toll. The scroll's speed of the cycle, Carlo added, his voice gaining a sliver of strength. "The heart awakens, it corrupts. It is subdued, then it sleeps, gathering strength for its return." "And we're caught in the middle of it," Rhys finished, a grim certainty settling in his gut. The cavern itself seemed to shift, the oppressive violet light in, revealing intricate carvings on the walls, depictions of forgotten rituals, constellations unknown to modern astronomy, and strange serpentine figures. The very air felt lighter, infused with a sense of ancient, slumbering power. Amelia straightened slightly, pushing herself away from Rhys. "I feel different," she said, her voice regaining some of its former clarity, as though a veil has been lifted. She looked around the cavern, her gaze settling on the carvings. "These markings, I recognize them." "You do?" Rhys asked, his hand instinctively moving towards his revolver. "Fragments," Amelia replied, touching a carving of a celestial map. "Dreams, memories, they're returning." Suddenly a new voice echoed through the cavern, deeper and more resonant than Virgil's static. "You have disrupted the balance," it boomed, seemingly emanating from the very stones of the cavern. "The heart sleeps, but it remembers. And it will waken again, when the stars align, when the shadow falls." Rhys braced himself, his senses on high alert. "Show yourself," he shouted, his voice echoing through the cavern. The ground began to tremble. The carvings on the walls seemed to writhe and twist. A new light pulsed from the heart of the cavern, not violet this time, but a sickly green. From the center of the light, a form began to coalesce, tall and slender, shrouded in shadows, with eyes that burned like emerald fire. "Who are you?" Rhys demanded, his revolver raised. The figure smiled, a slow, deliberate curve of its lips. "I am the guardian of the cycle," it said, its voice a hypnotic drone. "And you, Rhys, Amelia, Carlo, you will be instrumental in its continuation, for the heart's awakening requires a catalyst." Carlo gasped, clutching his chest. "What do you mean?" The guardian of the cycle extended a hand towards Amelia, its fingers long and skeletal. "She is the key. The blood of Zerzura flows within her. The resonance, it binds her to the heart, and when the time comes she will unlock its full power." Amelia cried out, stumbling backward. Rhys stepped in front of her, shielding her from the guardian's gaze. "Stay back," he warned, his voice tight with anger and fear. "Foolish mortal," the guardian sneered. "You cannot defy fate. The cycle will continue, and when the shadow falls, Zerzura will rise again." Virgil's voice crackled frantically through the speakers. "Rhys, get out of there. The energy readings are off the charts. Something's happening." As the guardian of the cycle's power intensified, the section of the cavern wall began to slide open, revealing a passage leading deeper into the earth. The passage was bathed in an eerie green light, and from within it came a low, guttural chanting. Rhys knew he had a choice to make. Stay and fight a force he barely understood, or flee and try to warn the world of a looming threat. He looked at Amelia, her face pale and drawn, her eyes filled with a mixture of fear and determination. He looked at Carlo, frail but resolute, clinging to his hope. He knew he couldn't abandon them. "We're not going anywhere," Rhys declared, his voice ringing with defiance. "We may be mortal, but we're not helpless. We will fight for our world, and we will stop you, guardian of the cycle, from unleashing the heart of Zerzura once more." He tightened his grip on his revolver, ready to face whatever horrors lay ahead. The battle for Zerzura had only just begun.